Welcome back. Today we're looking at Green River's Wheated Bourbon. How's it going to hold up? How's it going to taste and smell? Stay tuned next and find out. Welcome back. Today we're reviewing 90 proof Green River's Wheated Bourbon. Now I had the bourbon that they had before from Green River. It was really good. I was very excited to see they were coming out with a wheated. So we got the wheated. I've had a little bit out of it. Wasn't impressed as much. I've had this now for about 2 weeks. You can get this for $35 here in Michigan. It's pretty much readily available. It consists of about 4 to 6 year old aged wheated bourbon. You got 70% corn, 21% wheat, 9% 6-row barley. Like I said, we always got into the nose. Let's get into this. Founded by John W. McCulloch in 1885 as Kentucky's 10th oldest distillery, Green River was celebrated for quality and became known as the whiskey without regrets, before being lost to history after Prohibition. Once again, Green River whiskey is crafted at its original home. This wheated bourbon showcases a classic Kentucky profile with a smooth, balanced taste. It is distilled and bottled in Green River Distilling Company out of Owensboro, Kentucky. Now, we all know recently that Green River got bought out by Bardstown, which is now kind of gobbling up as much stuff as humanly possible. Got into the history, bought the bottle, got into everything. What's the juice like inside? Let's get into that nose. Oh, see, it seems muted compared to the bourbon, which I have sitting aside, and I'll compare the two. But this has like a slightly oaky note, a little bit almost like a thin peach cobbler. So you get into the cinnamon, like I said before in my previous video, with the new nose surgery, everything's like bright and like in your face more than I've ever had before. So for me, this is even like new smelling, I guess a new sniffer. You get a little bit of dry hay, a little bit of like a graininess, and a slight orange peel, but that's about it. You can see here it's really super light. It's got some legs. Not like the bourbon, but it's got some legs. But as you can see, it's really light. Let's get into our first taste. That orange peel, that citrus note comes through. You get that oaky note, like almost like a dried apricot drizzled in honey. It's there, it's quick, and it just finishes out real fast. There's no real lingering hold off. It hits that mid palate. There's little to no hug in it. Like I said, it just finishes right off. There's nothing to kind of bind it. I don't know if they rushed this. I don't know. It's not like the bourbon. So let's get into one more taste, and then we're going to compare them to the bourbon, which came out earlier, I think in the later part of last year. Yeah, you get the cinnamon, the clove, the honeyness. A little bit of bitterness in the back end, but the finish isn't right there. It's just kind of there and then it's kind of gone. So I have the bourbon from last year. I bought a backup of this one because I really, truly enjoyed this. I think this is also a 90 proofer. It is. Same distillery, same thing. I also noticed there's a really cool trick that people were doing. You notice there's a notch with a horseshoe on both of these. People were I was noticing some pictures on the Facebook, taking a penny, putting it on a flat surface. There's a thing back in the 80s we called knock hockey, when you kind of slide it to go into the slot. So I noticed a lot of people were doing that. I thought it was kind of cool that they were utilizing the bottles in a game-like fashion. But now that we've tried the wheated, we're going to try the bourbon and see what it holds up to this one. Again, like that finish it's there, but it's almost gone. So let's get into the bourbon. So you get a lot more of that oaky toffee note that really comes through. It's more heavy. And it's the same, it's thin, but this one here holds way more onto the glass than this one did. Let's try for a taste. Oh, that's way heavier note. That citrus note comes through that oaky vanilla, and it's a heavier. Now, I don't mean like heavy like a blanket. I mean just heavy like coating. And it has a cinnamon back taste past the mid palate. much more. It's almost like this is the big brother to the little brother. Like I would say, Michigan versus Michigan State. Just saying for all the state fans out there, sorry. But I would definitely prefer the bourbon over the wheated. The wheated is there and gone. The bourbon now, in the mid palate back, that taste is kind of amping up in the back past the mid palate. It's going for one more second taste. Yeah, this has got a little more punch, a little more bite to it. Like I said, for these being $35 here in Michigan, you can't really go wrong. I mean, I would honestly put this above the Larceny 92 wheated, just because it has a little more punch to it. Same thinness, but I would go more toward, if you see this bourbon, definitely pick this up. I'm Brian. This is the Average Whiskey Drinker channel. Like I always say, find a bottle, open the bottle, enjoy the bottle, because good whiskey is always meant to be shared. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know if you'd like me to try something different. I'll talk with you all soon. Thank you much.